So I don't know too much about SO502. Let's try a limp. Snap check back. Do anyone else see that? Always seen so far as they've open jam 25BB, which maybe gives them, I would say, a greater chance of being a recreational, because there's not tons of hands you want to be taking that line with. We'll start with a check here. Given they snap checked, they can actually hit this board more than if they tank checked. I guess we'll try a little min bet now. There's going to be lots of, let's say, some hand like 6-3 off, 5-3 off, 6-5 off. Now 6-5 off has already got there, but the 5-3, 6-3 are there. There's still some 10-5 with spades or something. So I think checking this river, and maybe actually even going for a check call. Alright, well the plan was to check call. They didn't bluff their jack of 9 of spades, so sensible decision because we were ready to call. Trying to be a full-time poker grinder on top of a full-time coach, on top of a Twitch, on top of a half-time show career. Things are suffering. Probably all of the above. It's like, I just do everything worse, basically. But, yeah. We'll call the Jack 7 off. I think, I was thinking about what I'm going to do, like, next year. I think I might play less volume of poker. Alright, we'll call the Jack. So we've got min raise and a min c-bet on this board. We'll start with a call. Get a check. I'll go for a little bet here. Definitely get called by worse. So a hand like 7-8, 7-9, 7-6 will all call. 5-6, 5-4, 3-6, 3-4. Not tons of the bottom end for them. But we also don't mind folding out maybe a hand like King Jack or Jack 9 or something. Jack 9 unlikely to fold. And then we just check here, yeah, hoping that he's got one of those hands, 7-9, 7-8, 5-6, 5-4, whatever. If we bet here, I don't think a 5x ever calls us. He could definitely call if he's got, for example, a King 4 of hearts or something. Or he could have check called down with Queen 6 of clubs maybe. But we'll check, and we're up in check 5. Season 5, episode 2 decides to flat, and we get an Ace King 5 board. Small blind versus button, not the best board for pocket 8s. So they're not going to fold any kings on the flop. I think if they got Jack 10 or something, they're also probably not going to fold Queen Jack, Queen 10. So I think check in here, and then we can go for a delay, not on that turn. They now have absolutely, the typical small blind flatten range has no air. No point betting. They've still got King 10, they've still got King Queen, they've still got King Jack, they've still got Jack Queen, they've still got Jack 10, they still have some Ace X. Let's just check and pray that somehow we get the showdown, we win against Queen 9. He's sending a yawn. Would you yawn with value here? Don't know. But I'm checking. Maybe the spot there was the river to go for a big overbet. I'm a bit worried there could, like, obviously we see Jack 9. I was a bit worried that Jack 10, but maybe Jack 10 thinks about it. I'm not sure. Does Jack 10 think about the turn, the river? I'm not sure. We'll jam this Queen. He yawned, so I'm going to give him a recreational tag, because what reg would ever yawn there? And he yawned with a medium strength hand, I think. There's a lot of pressure, isn't it? And the new followers, you know, it's like you just want to come in quiet and see what's going on, and I'm like, no, we're going to immediately draw attention to your username. Already under the microscope. Alright. Limp fold from Dr. Raisman. Vrizavidkid. Thanks, do you recommend any software to start GTO at the moment? So, my go-to software for GTO right now is GTO Base. There is GTO Wizard. I like GTO Plus a lot as well. GTO Plus is like a bit more complicated because you're setting up a lot of the trees. So, for example, if you're trying to watch a C-bet on the flop, in GTO Plus, you put in the pre-flop range, and then you go to the flop, and then you say, I want to have a min-bet sizing, a pot sizing, or whatever. You put in the sizing you want, and then you also offer your opponents, or you offer the big blind, do they donk, what their check raise sizing is, etc., etc. Now, it's really great if you can get to grips with it because it allows a lot more flexibility and it allows you a deeper understanding where you go, look, if my opponents can't check raise, you know, big here, then I just range C-bet, like, and you learn the relationships better and a bit deeper. But it is more complicated and it requires a bit more practice to use. If you want something to like jump in and just run with it straight off the bat, I would recommend more GTO Wizard or GTO Base because those are, I think, more user-friendly in terms of I just click buttons and I'm already with pre-solved trees and like here's the flop and okay, I should have bet here, I should have bet here, whatever, with their models, which are going to be pretty, you know, close and accurate. So, yeah. Looking for a 5 or a 4? No. So GTO Plus you can no luck? Yes, you can as well, which is quite nice, right? So again, that's a perfect example where, yeah, you set up, you can no lock the sizes and say, I think my opponent goes bigger or whatever. You can also no lock the ranges. So you'd say, okay, well, let's see if my opponent only check raises value, what happens? And what you'll see is, okay, now I c-bet range and just c-bet fold loads of hands, right? As a silly example. But especially powerful when you get to like turns and rivers. So if you, on the river, for example, you have your perfectly balanced range, and you're like, well, what if my opponent doesn't, like, just misses one bluff here? What happens to my bluff catchers? Every single one of them folds. It's like really, I think GTO Plus really helps you understand just how finely poised the kind of equilibrium is. It's unbelievably delicate, and you just eliminate a couple from like the seesaw. You just pull off a couple of bluffs, and then suddenly your bluff catchers go good dunk. You know what I mean? The EV just drops to 0. And again, you do the opposite. You just say, let's just put a couple more bluffs, and suddenly you go good dunk the other way. Did my seesaw analogy work? I hope it did. If anyone's interested, you can keep up to date with the Bankroll Challenge by using the command challenge or something. And we have the spreadsheets where you see the games you played, the start of the buy-in, the games you played, the rake back, and the end of the session if we're up and down. Do you know if GTO Base or GTO Wizard has any tools to analyze your hard stats and see which GTO mistakes you're doing? Yes, they both do, I believe, yes. Like the old scale, exactly, yeah, they both do. So you can upload some hands, and then you can have a look, and or say something like, for example, I uploaded some hands yesterday, and like it's just a day's sample, so it wasn't like a big sample. But yesterday it was like, oh, here you have you oversee bet in the ISO pot, and then you can click on all the ISO hands. I think I had like 10 ISO hands or something, and it was like, yeah, you see bet 8 out of 10, but on a lot of these boards, you know, they give you the average c bet for the hand you played, so it's actually pretty clever. It is like the tools available there are pretty insane in terms of the ability you have there. So I would definitely recommend checking those out, because it is exceptional, the ability to like learn, I think, from those. And then you can study, you can see where am I making the biggest GTO errors and really, really hammer those spots down. Incredible in terms of updating your GTO knowledge, I think, and really, really cementing where you're kind of your kind of default play, where that would drift away from GTO, and really helping you analyze that. So yeah. Annie's in the house. Hello, early grinder. See, how are you doing, Annie? Tough Spot says, really good stream, man. I've been playing some spins lately, so this is great. Very entertaining too. Thank you very much, Tough Spot. That's very nice of you to say. It's always very nice to get feedback, positive feedback. I mean, you know, we'll take any negative feedback. I'm just going to ignore. So it's helping you, hopefully helping you. I mean, you said entertaining. You haven't said informative yet, so this is great. Very entertaining to see how not to play spins, basically, is what. Where have you been playing spins, Tough Spot? Where have you been playing? What stakes have you been playing? How have you been finding it? Road to hundreds. We've played this play before. But by the way, this is a 10x and no one's noticed. Can I just say, I've not even noticed this is a 10x. We've completely misread this is a 10x. It's ridiculous. How have no one noticed that? Right, well, we need to start a new giveaway. Is it just me that didn't see that? I've been so busy. Right, complete and start again. It literally took me the entire game to notice. I almost didn't even know. We almost went through the entire game, and we would have lost, and no one would have said anything. And someone said, you know, you had a 10x there. All right, well, I'm glad we noticed it before we got broke. Ooh, that's the nuts. Good luck. Bit of a tank jam. Queen 4 off. Oh, 8 king, 8 king, 10. I wanted to win, ladies and gentlemen. That would have been lovely. We'd have been $600. We would have been loving life. Anyway, half a BB. Let's see if we can turn it around. GG. Sad times. But, I mean, the good thing is we noticed at least that we're playing a $100 spin, because apparently, yeah. Facing a min probe. Now, min probe, again, when we typically range an opponent, not too many 9x in the range. Maybe a 9x of spades, like a 9-6 of spades. But it could be some 8x, it could be some 4x, it could be the 3x, it could be some straight draws and flush draws. We block some of the straight draws. A jack comes, they certainly could have jack 10, jack 7, not so many of them. 10 queens there. Now, the question is, do we want to try and bet to fold out an 8? We beat a 4 or 3 anyway. But should we try a big bet to fold in an 8? I don't know is the honest answer. But I feel like it won't be a bad thing. So I'm going to go turn this into a bluff. It's pretty thin, but blocking the 10-7 is lovely. Blocking the jack 7 is lovely. We can have 10 queen for sure. We can have 10-7 for sure. These are very, very natural hands for us to have. And so we're going for it. And I think we often get an 8 to fold there. I think. And if that's the case, it's like... it's not a good theoretical bluff. But I think it's good. It's better than just checking there and winning half the time, let's say. Because we do win there sometimes, right? So obviously we're massively over bluffing, but I think that's a good spot to probably over bluff, I would suggest. Now, I can obviously have all my assumptions could be completely wrong, and then maybe we just run into it and GG. But yeah, I think it's a nice spot to take. When you're playing 20s again tomorrow, soon, I think maybe we'll get to, I mean, if we get to $600, we might try the odd 20. We played some 20s before, and then we immediately dropped a bit. We wanted to win there, maybe a 10x or something. We'll take a jam. We did not get a jam. Yeah, we'll just go for a bit. All right, good luck us. 3x could be some 2-pair, lots of straight draws, lots of flush draws, lots of combo draws. Hopefully some 8x is what we're hoping to be up against. Maybe a hand like jack 8 or 10-8, 8-7, lovely. Happy days, and that is Profit Land. Ooh, it's a sweet day in Profitville.